Good morning. As the sun rises over Ontario, it brings with it a sense of hope, but also a reminder of the challenges the province is facing. The early light reveals a landscape that is thirstier than it has been in years, with every corner of the province feeling the effects of a prolonged dry spell. Across Ontario, the ground is parched, lawns are brown, and farmers are anxious. The once lush fields and vibrant gardens have faded to shades of gold and brown, and the soil crumbles beneath your feet. For many communities, the lack of rain is more than just an inconvenience. It's a daily worry that weighs heavily on everyone from city dwellers to rural families. After an exceptionally dry September, the lack of rain is more than small talk. It's a real threat to agriculture and the environment. Crops that should be thriving are instead struggling to survive, and the empty rain gauges serve as a stark reminder of just how little relief has come. Rivers and streams are running low, and the ecosystem is feeling the strain. The vibrant greens of summer have faded, and the risk of grass fires is up. Parks and playgrounds, usually filled with children and families, now show signs of stress with faded grass and brittle plants. Fire departments across the province are on high alert, as even a small spark could ignite a dangerous blaze in these dry conditions. People are hoping for a change, and the anticipation for this weekend's forecast is high. In homes and coffee shops, conversations turn to the weather, and everyone is watching the skies for any sign of relief. The promise of rain has become a beacon of hope, uniting communities in their shared longing for a break in the drought. Meteorologists and farmers alike are watching the skies, hoping for a real soaking rain. Weather experts pore over data and satellite images, searching for any indication that the pattern might finally shift. Farmers, whose livelihoods depend on the land, check the horizon and the forecast, hoping that the next system will bring the moisture their crops so desperately need. The incoming system could bring the kind of slow, steady rain that truly nourishes the land. Unlike a quick downpour that runs off the hard, dry ground, a gentle, persistent rain would soak deep into the soil, reviving crops, replenishing water supplies, and easing the fire risk. It's the kind of rain that farmers dream of and communities pray for. This isn't just about greener grass, it's about restoring balance to a landscape under strain. A good rain would mean healthier crops, safer communities, and a boost for wildlife and natural habitats. It would signal a turning point, offering hope that the worst of the drought may soon be behind us. As we look to the weekend, cautious optimism is in the air. Will Ontario finally get the rain it desperately needs? The province waits, united in hope, watching the skies and longing for the life-giving water that could bring relief to a thirsty land. What's behind this much-anticipated change? A strong low-pressure system is building over the Midwest, drawing in Gulf moisture. This classic autumn setup is slow-moving. Great news, since it means the rain will linger. The first showers will reach southwestern Ontario late Saturday evening. Saturday will be mostly dry, but overnight into Sunday, the rain spreads east, ending our dry streak. Sunday brings widespread, steady rain. No quick showers, but a full day of wet weather. The system tracks slowly across the Great Lakes, keeping us damp through Sunday and into Monday. Winds will pick up, especially near the lakes, making it feel like true autumn. If you have outdoor plans Sunday, it's time for a backup. This system means business. When will it rain where you are? That's the question on everyone's mind as Ontario braces for a much-anticipated soaking. After weeks of dry, parched conditions, the province is finally on the verge of a significant weather shift. Let's break down exactly when and where the rain will arrive, and how it will unfold across the region. For Windsor-Essex, the first signs of change appear after 10 p.m. Saturday. As the evening winds down, clouds thicken, and the first drops begin to fall, signaling the start of a wet and unsettled night. Residents can expect the rain to gradually intensify, soaking the streets and bringing a cool, refreshing feel to the air. As the clock ticks past midnight, the rain spreads eastward. By the early hours of Sunday morning, London and Kitchener-Waterloo are in the thick of it. Heavy downpours and gusty winds make for a dramatic start to the day, with windshield wipers working overtime and puddles quickly forming on roads and sidewalks. Most in this busy corridor will wake up to the unmistakable sound of rain tapping on windows, and the sight of wet streets glistening in the early light. Commuters and early risers should be prepared for slippery conditions and reduced visibility as the rain continues to fall steadily. The Greater Toronto area won't be spared. Rain sweeps into the city between 7 and 10 a.m. Sunday, arriving just in time to disrupt late morning plans and outdoor activities. Sidewalks empty as people dash for cover, and the city's iconic outdoor cafes sit deserted under a steady downpour. Once the rain begins, it's here to stay. Unlike the scattered showers of recent weeks, this system brings persistent, unrelenting rainfall that soaks neighborhoods, parks, and city streets alike. The steady rhythm of raindrops on rooftops becomes the soundtrack of the day. This is no ordinary rain event. The system is highly organized and packed with moisture, drawing in energy from the south and producing hours of continuous soaking rain. Water pours from eaves and streams down windows, while thick dark clouds hang low over the landscape. While there may be brief lulls or lighter periods, don't expect much sunshine. Sunday will be dominated by gray skies, cool temperatures, and a damp, misty atmosphere. Parks and public spaces will be dotted with umbrellas and puddles, as the entire region settles in for a day of much-needed rain. By Sunday afternoon, the rain pushes further east, reaching Ottawa and the St. Lawrence Valley. The capital region joins the rest of southern Ontario under a blanket of steady precipitation, with rain clouds stretching as far as the eye can see. The system doesn't move out quickly. Instead, it lingers into Monday, ensuring that every corner of southern and central Ontario receives a thorough soaking. From bustling cities to quiet rural roads, the rain brings relief to all. This widespread, sustained rainfall is exactly what Ontario's parched landscape has been waiting for. Fields and gardens will drink in the moisture, cracked soil will soften, and reservoirs will begin to refill. For many, it's a welcome change, a chance for nature to recover and for communities to breathe a sigh of relief as the long-awaited downpour finally arrives. How much rain are we talking about? Southwestern Ontario is in the bullseye with 30-50 mm expected. The Golden Horseshoe, including Toronto, will see 20-40 mm, still a substantial and much-needed amount. Further east, Kingston and Ottawa can expect 20-35 mm. The rain will be spread out over the weekend, allowing the dry ground to absorb it. Some areas could see even higher totals if thunderstorms develop, especially in the southwest. Your backyard total may vary, but most will see a significant soaking. This is the kind of rain that makes a real difference. To truly grasp why this rainfall is so significant, we need to look at the numbers and the bigger picture. Toronto, a city that usually enjoys a steady rhythm of rain through September, has seen less than 10 millimeters all month, an astonishingly low figure when you consider the average is closer to 85 millimeters. That means the city has received barely a fraction of its usual rainfall, leaving streets, parks, and gardens thirstier than ever. This isn't just a blip. It's a record-setting dry spell that's left meteorologists and residents alike concerned about what comes next. And it's not just Toronto feeling the effects. Across the entire province of Ontario, rainfall totals are less than 15% of what's considered normal for this time of year. This widespread shortage has plunged much of the province into what experts call a moderate drought. The drought map shows vast stretches of land affected, from rural farmlands to urban centers, all experiencing the consequences of this prolonged dry period. The lack of rain is more than an inconvenience, it's a growing concern for communities, businesses, and the environment. For Ontario's farmers, the situation is especially dire. Many are reporting that their crops are under severe stress, with some fields showing stunted growth and yellowing leaves. The soil, once rich and loamy, is now hard, cracked, and dry to the touch, making it nearly impossible to plant new seeds or harvest what little has managed to grow. This kind of soil condition can have lasting impacts, not just for this season, but for years to come if the drought continues. The agricultural community is on edge, watching the skies and hoping for relief. The signs of drought are everywhere you look. Creeks and streams that usually flow steadily are now reduced to a trickle, with water levels alarmingly low. Lawns across Ontario have turned brown and brittle, crunching underfoot instead of springing back with each step. Even the trees, which typically hold onto their leaves well into autumn, are dropping them early as a stress response, their roots searching desperately for moisture that just isn't there. The landscape is changing before our eyes, and not for the better. While a light shower might seem like a welcome sight, it's simply not enough to reverse the damage. A brief drizzle barely penetrates the parched ground, evaporating before it can reach the roots where it's needed most. What Ontario truly needs is a sustained, soaking rain, a downpour that can replenish groundwater, revive plants, and restore balance to the ecosystem. Until that happens, the effects of the drought will continue to ripple through communities and natural spaces alike. That's why this weekend's forecast is so important. Meteorologists are predicting between 20 and 50 millimeters of rain in just 36 hours. A dramatic change from the dry conditions we've seen all month. If these predictions hold true, Ontario could receive more rain in a day and a half than it has in the entire month of September so far. This kind of rainfall event is exactly what's needed to start turning things around, offering hope to farmers, gardeners, and anyone who's watched the landscape dry out over the past weeks. A soaking rain like this does more than just wet the surface. It seeps deep into the soil, reaching the root zones where trees, crops, and grasses draw their life. This moisture is crucial for reviving stressed vegetation, helping plants recover from drought and encouraging new growth. For farmers, it means a chance to salvage late-season crops and prepare fields for the next planting. For the environment, it's a lifeline that can help restore balance and support wildlife that depends on healthy, hydrated habitats. After weeks of waiting and worrying, this rainfall could be the turning point Ontario has desperately needed. As the first drops fall and the landscape begins to revive, there's a renewed sense of hope across the province. Residents are celebrating, farmers are breathing a sigh of relief, and the natural world is responding with a burst of green. It's a reminder of how vital rain is to every part of life here, and why, after such a long dry spell, every drop truly counts. The rain continues into Sunday night, making Monday's commute a wet challenge. Expect wet roads, reduced visibility, and possible ponding. Give yourself extra time. Hydroplaning is a risk, so slow down and keep your distance. Embedded thunderstorms could bring heavier bursts and even more difficult driving. Stay tuned to the forecast for any warnings. For many, this is the first rainy commute in weeks. Check your wipers and headlights. A little preparation goes a long way to staying safe. Monday morning will be a true test of wet weather driving skills. This weekend's rain is fantastic news, but will it end the drought? Not quite. Think of the ground as a dry sponge. The first rain soaks the surface, but deeper layers remain dry. This event will replenish topsoil and help lawns and shallow-rooted plants. Deeper subsoil and water levels will need more rain to recover fully. To truly end the drought, we need a wetter pattern with more frequent storms. A single rainfall is a great start, but not the full solution. This is the beginning of recovery, not the end. Let's hope this signals a shift to a wetter autumn. For now, we can be thankful for the relief and hope for more to come. With heavy rain on the way, a few safety reminders. Watch for localized flooding, especially in low-lying areas. Check your sump pump and clear debris from drains to prevent flooding. Never drive or walk through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Prepare for possible power outages. Charge devices, have flashlights and batteries ready. Keep some non-perishable food and water on hand, just in case. Stay informed with the latest forecasts and weather alerts. Simple precautions can keep you safe and make this rain a welcome event. Plan ahead and enjoy the much-needed change. As the rain arrives, relief and optimism return to Ontario. This soaking is the reset the province needs, rejuvenating lawns, forests, and watersheds. The fire risk drops and the ecosystem gets a break from drought stress. While it may disrupt plans, the benefits far outweigh the inconvenience. Let's hope this marks the start of a wetter autumn, erasing the moisture deficit. The long-range outlook hints at more typical fall weather ahead. Grab your umbrella and enjoy the change. Ontario is finally getting the rain it needs. Here's to a wet weekend and a hopeful, hydrated future.